Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Asila Atallah and I'm currently a student at Zaytuna College. Today I will be delivering a short khatira on patience through adversity. I will be specifically focusing on ayah 153 of Surah Al-Baqarah, which goes يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين, wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. I'll be talking about four aspects of this ayah. The first one, let's look closely at Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls out to those who believe, amanu. When we look at this word linguistically, it comes from the root word amina, which is to trust, to feel safe with. And so when we talk about belief in God and faith in God, it's not just something that, I believe in God. It's that I feel safe with God. I trust Him. I know that He's the only one who can help me through any difficult time that I'm facing. And so with that comes a recognition that anything you want to accomplish in this religion, anything you want to accomplish in this world, comes from a place of faith and trust that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking care of you. I think this is really important when we're in the face of adversity, knowing that Allah, feeling safe with Allah, trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Next, let's look at ista'inu. So this word is a form 10, and the form 10 in the Arabic language signifies asking and seeking out, demanding almost. So when you're struggling, don't just sit there and don't be alone in that. Go out, ask for God, seek aid from Him who's the only one who can provide it for you. So this comes in many forms, and it starts with, first and foremost, dua, just asking God, just sitting there with yourself before you go to sleep and from your heart asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for support through these difficult times. This is really incredibly important as we're finishing off Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, we have, I think, less than 4 days of Ramadan left. Let's take advantage of them. Let's ask God, who's the only one who can provide for us. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after that, gives us two things that we can do to ask Him for help. The first one is ista'inu bis-sabri was-salati. So it's patience and it's prayer. So notice how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't give one or the other. It's not just patience and it's not just prayer, but it's the combination of the two. So what exactly does that mean for us? Well, first of all, it means that we don't just finish our prayers. We don't just pray our 5 daily prayers or in our witr, and we don't just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to get through my difficult time now, and just, assume that everything is going to be resolved. No, it's that we need to be patient with God's timing, which His timing is what's perfect for us. What are we meant to learn from this prolonged period of perhaps struggle or difficulty, right? We need to keep pushing in spite of all of the difficulty that's coming our way. And so, yes, you pray and you do your prayers, but you persevere through that. You do your prayers and you ask God and then you wait. But then also, it doesn't mean that we just rely on patience alone. We can't expect ourselves not to take action. God asks us to rely both on patience and prayer because prayer shows us two things. First, it shows us that we're doing our part to get through the adversity. We're seeking out God's aid. We're not just sitting there, we're actually actively working towards it. But it also shows us that we're building a meaningful connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by actively asking Him and relying upon Him. Now, patience, it's not meant to be easy. It's something that's difficult and it requires time. When you're in the thick of difficulty, you're not going to be sitting there easy breezy because, I'm being patient. No, patience is meant to be difficult. But when you combine it with prayer, it's something that's constantly recharging you. It's constantly reconnecting you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prayer, it's our healing and it's our connection to Allah, who again is the only source of success that's available to us. This ayah then concludes with, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Surely or indeed Allah is with those who are patient. And how wonderful is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is again affirming, He is ending off this ayah with that you do these things, you have patience and you have prayer, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is right there with you. That even when you're going through the difficulty of patience, even when you're waiting through the difficult times, that Allah is not leaving your side. So I really pray that this was a means of understanding what to do during difficulty. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to alleviate all of the pain and all the difficulty that you may be facing right now. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lift the burden of the difficulty on the Muslim ummah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us all during these last few nights and to allow us to benefit immensely from the last few nights of Ramadan. Ya Allah, please join our community again and connect us all in person and allow us all to be believers who are constantly seeking you out through patience and prayer. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم.